I can handle rejection. What I can't handle is the silence. I went for a job interview last week. They said they'll get back to me. Nothing. Not a yes, not a no, just limbo. And this right here, this is the humbling phase of starting again. Yes, my people, welcome back. Thank you for joining me again. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're existing, it's good to see you again, man. So yeah, just come back from my second job interview. Yeah, this is life. This is life. It's all brand new, man. But yeah, my second one. Do you know what's frustrating? The first one didn't get back to me. I think it was last week. Was it Friday? I went for it. I think it was about midweek. Yeah, it was about midweek. It was about Wednesday because I remember he mentioned that they get together on a Friday and then, they'll go over applicants. But you going over applicants, what does that mean? I'm going to get a reply? Will I get a yes or a no? And I'm guessing it's a no because we're in Tuesday and I've heard nothing back. But my thing is, I think it should be mandatory that companies get back to you. I don't think it's fair that they just leave you hanging. I don't like that feeling. I don't take rejection very well, but I think I'll prefer to know that I've been rejected for someone to actively tell me you don't have it or that, you're not the one than to just be left in limbo. That's just me personally. I think it should be a thing that they let you know. But yeah, that was my first one. Second one today went well, I think. I believe it went well. You know what's weird? I haven't had many interviews. Like when I was working for the prison, the last job I had working for the prison where I worked for them for close to 6 months, I didn't have an interview. I spoke to resettlement. Well, I had to get cleared. Like you get to do your home leaves. Once you've done your home leave and it's successful, no, sorry, you do your first town visit. Once you do your first town visit, I think you're then eligible to work outside. So I went through that whole process, got the eligibility. Because I got a HGV license, it put me in a good position, to be fair. Because the job that I had was one of the best jobs that you could get through the prison. So, yeah. Once I let them know that I had a HGV, they were like, yeah, there's work for you. Company got back. I think I gave them my license, say like on a Monday. And then by the Tuesday, she got back to me and said, yeah, there's a job there. They don't want to interview you. They just want you. So like when it comes to interviews, the last interview I must have had, only God knows when that was. I think it was before I went to jail, and that wasn't even an interview. Because I'd done a little bit of work with an agency for about a month before I went to jail. Because I was already in the transition stages, you know what I mean? I was really trying to change my life and then boom, I ended up in jail. But sometimes you need those lessons. I believe sometimes you need those lessons because I was still kind of 1 foot in and I really needed to just step out and step back and just rebuild. But I was so used to living a certain way that I wanted to keep 1 foot in while I had the other foot out. And I don't think that was God's plan. That definitely wasn't God's plan for me. His plan for me was, listen, if you're going to change your life, both of your feet need to be out of this thing. So he forced that he forced I've said it in a TikTok before, like when your hand is forced, it's forced. So my hand was forced to make that change. But yeah, like in terms of interviews, I'm rough when it comes to interviews, man. I think the advantage that I do have is that I know how to speak, thankfully. I know how to present myself. I know how to present if I had an argument, I had to present an argument. I had to present myself, basically. So I'm quite fortunate in that respect. But yeah, I don't have much interview skills. I just know how to talk. But yeah, I think I'm a tad frustrated, actually. Like, why wouldn't they get back to you and let you know whether you've got a job or not? Just leave you hanging in limbo. I think it's dark. Just silence. Just leave you hoping and waiting. That's dark, man. But yeah, I guess this is the part that, is it's not glamorized in this legit world, man. I thought the legit world was courteous. There's clearly no courtesy here, mate. They just leave you hanging, leave you to dry, hang you to dry. But yeah, this is where the character, I guess, is going to be built, because it's a transition for me. Let me pause this for a second. If you're watching this and you're serious about tightening up things in your own life, I put together a free 7-day reset ebook. It's not motivation, it's structure. Something practical you can actually follow. Links in the description if you're serious about rebuilding. Now let's get back to this. But I think where it leaves you asking questions as well, like when you don't get a reply. It leaves you asking, like, did it go well, or did it go badly? Or did I just not make the cut? Do you know what I mean? I think a reply would be awesome. But such is life. We move, but it does have you replaying it in your head a little bit, But yeah, man, this is the building phase, but I just thought I'd come on here and let guys know about my little experience today. I did prefer, the first job would have been better for me. It's 20 minutes up the road. Second one is about a 45-minute drive. Yeah, why I am actively looking right now is because before I left jail, no, not even before I left, so there's a new thing that came in. So I used to get taxed 20%, like everybody else does. We get a tax, the UK taxes us 20%. I know a lot of you guys are not even, when I'm checking my analytics, I get a lot of people from like America that kind of watch me. So when I say you guys, I'm kind of explaining it because I'm talking to the wider, I'm not just talking to the UK, to the wider masses. But yeah, so we get taxed 20% here. So I was getting taxed 20%, and on top of that 20%, I was also getting taxed 20% by the jail for something called a victims fund, which is really weird because I don't have any victims in my crime. Do you know what I'm saying? No victims. But anyway, yeah. So we were getting taxed 40% basically of our wage. Now, January, there was a new scheme that had come into play where 3 months prior to release, they don't tax you that 20%. I was released very early on in January. So I only had one wage that fell into January that they weren't supposed to tax. Now they taxed it. When I got out, they taxed it. So it's quite sunny today. I'm getting some really weird sun coming through my face here. But yeah, they taxed me. So I called them, or I emailed the jail, like, you guys have taxed me, you shouldn't have taxed me. Bearing in mind, before I left, I asked about this 20% tax, and the lady that worked for resettlement said that they weren't backdating it and I would get nothing. So I was like, all right, cool. But I know that I will get a wage in January, so don't tax me. You know what I mean? They taxed me anyway. So I've emailed them, you lot have taxed me, rah, rah, rah. Didn't chase it up. This was like a Monday. I didn't chase it up. And then the following Monday, I've just gone and checked my account, and they have reimbursed me for the last 3 months. That 20% that they would normally tax, they reimbursed me. All of it. So now I'm like, okay, so when she was telling me that I wasn't entitled to it, she was just fobbing me off. because they've paid it to me. Anyway, it was a nice surprise. It was a nice surprise. 3 months worth of 20% on my wage. It was a very nice surprise. So I've had a buffer. I come out and I had that buffer, and I wasn't expecting it, but I've come out to a little buffer. But now that buffer is, yeah, the buffer is, it's not buffering anymore. So yeah, so actively seeking. Like, I'm looking at this screen here. It looks weird. I'm supposed to be looking at the screen to look at the light on my face, but I am not recording this again. This is getting out the way it is. But yeah, so the buffer is not buffering. So yeah, I'm gonna keep you lot in the loop, man, over the next. Well, I hope it's not even coming weeks, to be fair, because I need to actually find something pretty soon. But I will keep you lot in the loop, man. I will keep you in the loop on how things are actually going. This rebuilding stage, it is, like I said earlier, it's testing. Because on the way back, you're like, is this my life? Waiting for people to get back to me to earn some money. Damn. Do you know how easy it is for me? But yeah, no, we keep it moving, man. There's no room for the old life. I think I've fully got rid of that version of me. Like what I'm saying now, it's just banter. You know what I mean? I fully got rid of that version of me. I don't ever want to see that person again. I like the person that I'm becoming, and I'll continue to be that person. 20 months in jail it could be double that time this time, and I'm just not prepared to do it. I'm not prepared to miss my kids, my partner, my friends like that ever again. It's not the way forward, man. But yeah, I hope this video don't look too funny, because the sun is it's in the weirdest place. It's just peering on my mouth. But guys, thank you for joining me. This was just a rant. There will be videos to follow where they won't be so ranty, yeah? But yeah, it's just a paperboy, man. Catch you lot soon. If you've taken anything away from this episode, please, my people, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I appreciate you, man.